Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. It's Rock and Roll's Rock Connection with the weekly comic book roundup. And first off, we'll be getting to this week's War of the Realms ties. We got a handful. It's the end of the month after all. We'll kick things off with SpiderMan Illegal Realms number 2. So where we left off, Spider-Man and the League of Realms, consisting of a dwarf, a troll, a giant, and an elf, and Spider-Man, had gone to had gone into Africa to take care of the occupation of Africa by angels. Spider-Man appealed to the leader of the angels present, and she switched sides, bringing her forces to along with her. So we open up with a flashback. Fernand, the commanding angel, explains why it is she's turning on the angels. Apparently, she and another angel fell in love. And it's explained that angels don't fall in love, and it's not allowed, and nearly biologically impossible. All they're supposed to want is war and the spoils of it. But Fernand and Anemone fell in love. They kept it secret. But then Malekith came. And he made a deal with the Queen, explaining that he would destroy Asgard for the angels, and then they would help him with his war on Earth, Midgard. So, I'm like, yeah, okay, great, cool. You're gonna take care of Asgard, cool. Oh, what's that you want? Oh, you want to kill an angel? As long as it's not me, go for it. So the Queen picked an angel at random. That angel was Anemone. And Fernand watched as Malekith killed her, and could not even get to her to say goodbye until after she was gone. And so she explained, she's explaining this to Spider-Man as well as the rest of the League of Realms. However, the elf, Sir Honey Shot, Screwbeard, and the troll, they don't trust her. And so the other three go off on their own. While Ro and Titania stay with Spider-Man, as Thor made him leader of the League of Realms for a reason. And so they figure the first thing to do is free the prisoners they have. So they're working on this, but the human defenders of the city are this had happened in Lagos, Nigeria, and the human defenders of Nigeria see the angelic perimeter has fallen, so they're trying to retake the city, not realizing that the angels, but they managed to free. So, anyways, they managed to free the prisoners, and do so with a minimum of bloodshed. Spider-Man explains to the soldiers what's going on. They're like, okay then. In the Vatican, Honey Shot, and Screwbeard are taking on dark elves left and right. And then Curse appears. And yeah, Kurtz pretty much just smacks the crap out of him. I mean, calling it a fight is being generous to the three of them. But then, as he's holding Honey Shot, Kurtz says, "Please, kill me. Somebody kill me." That's how the issue ends. Moving on to Thor, number 13. So, even though this is Thor's title, it would appear that the issues, the tie-in issues to to War of Realms, or to War of the Realms, actually don't feature Thor. Rather, they feature other characters. You know, last issue was Loki reflecting on everything while being digested. Now we've got Kull, older brother of Odin, forgotten as guardian god of fear, once known as a serpent as well. So we start off in Svartalheim. Kull holding an armload of mushrooms, and some elf children asking him not to leave them to die. We flashback eons ago. Kull and Odin as children, being, well, children. With Kull saying, "Hey, you know what? Pick any weapon in here. I'll give you a free shot at me with it." And so Odin chooses the hammer of Ivaldi. And he can't lift it. He tries, but no deal. And so Kull was like, "Okay, well, you know, my turn." And however, it's his words. As he puts it, "I whispered words I'd heard our father grumble in his drunkenness when he didn't know I was eavesdropping. I told Odin what Bor really thought of him. And the best part was, most of it was true." Well, eventually, Kull would take the throne. He would butcher and enslave everyone who opposed him, treat the mortals as his playthings. And so Odin and Kull fought. And Odin won. And it even went so far as to not kill him, as knowing Asgardian law, he would be banished for killing him. And so he banished Kull. Of course, then eventually Kull would come back, and there would be a big stink, and the Avengers kind of got involved, and pretty much everybody else, and yeah. But in the end, Kull was defeated. As he puts it, "Ultimately, I returned and tried once more to drown all of Midgard in fear. Didn't work well from that time either. I died, and as if that weren't bad enough, I had to spend my eternal slumber alongside my brother, or at least it seemed eternal. We spoke as we never had before. I told him I wanted one last chance to redeem myself. And he gave it to me, the bloody fool." Anyways, later on, after that, Malekith came to him and tried to entice him to kill Odin and take the throne and, you know, be Odin's ally, be Malekith's ally. Well, like, nah. Problem is, Kull and, for that matter, neither Odin either didn't take Malekith seriously, and they should have. And so Odin sent Kull into Svartalheim to learn the secrets of the Black Bifrost. And so he learned it. They're torturing one of the elves, one of the dark elves that was watching it, and then killing him. Then he killed some of the elves, was guarding mines around the swamp mines, as he puts it. Slaughtered through them. Took the mushrooms. However, the Dark Elves came upon him, and it turns out that the kids had a way out, or were working on it at least. So, Kull freed them. He freed them, he dropped the mushrooms, and held off the elves as long as he could. And so, during Freya's stand at the Black Bifrost, those same escaped children ended up helping her, attacking the Dark Elves from the opposite way, and doing so in the name of Kull. Moving on to War of the Realms Giant Man, number 2. So where we left off, Scott Lang, Eric Jostin, Tom Foster, and Raz Malhotra had all been tasked by Freya into going into Florida, which had been taken over by the Frost Giants, and killing Ymir, the original Frost Giant. This would also, however, have a personal. This will all be somewhat of a personal mission for Ant-Man, as his daughter, Cassie, better known as Stature of the Young Avengers, is in the same area, and they had been found out and were on the run from ice hounds. They came upon a wall of bones and ice, and so they started climbing up through it. That night, Scott explains his mission, his extra mission. Next day, they move on. And they come upon a Frost Giant encampment. So they make their way out, and they barter for supplies, and basically it becomes Operation Frost Giant Frat Party Sleepover. Mission objective: don't die. So they manage to get some sleep. However, the next morning, when Raz wakes up, he notes the fact that Eric has made a friggin' fire because he was, cold. And he kind of points, hey, look at the Frost Giants, which we're supposed to be. Are they affected by the cold? Like, oh, oopsie. summons a creature named Helga. And so the giant men once again go back on the run. Eventually making it to Miami. And they're told that they're all told that Emir's castle would be obvious when seeing it. Well, yeah. Giant mound of ice in the middle of Miami is pretty obvious. And so before they go any further, though, they pretty much all come to grips with the fact that this was basically a suicide mission. But to be fair, it was a suicide mission that Ant-Man had already made peace with the fact that he was going on. Alrighty, and now we've got War of the Realms, War Scrolls, number 2. So, where we left off in God Without Fear, Daredevil was, being Daredevil, just, as, seeing and hearing everything. It turns out, however, that Wilson Fisk, the mayor of New York, had been captured by Malekith's forces. And Malekith wanted to know where Daredevil was and wanted to beat him. So we open up with a flashback to years ago. Daredevil dealing with a man named Stanley Sean Sugarwell. And he says that he locked Stanley in a closet, prayed, and he says in his monologue, internal monologue, he mentioned that he'd never smelled anything like the stench coming from the refrigerator. We get just very small glimpses of people. Stanley's trying to talk this out, but Daredevil's having none of it. So he smacks Daredevil around, and he smacks Stanley around. So he was praying. He was praying that once he started beating you, he'd be able to stop. He didn't, and it ends up that Daredevil did not kill him. But dude did die from lethal injection. He says that he supposes God was listening to him that night. Maybe his arms just got tired. In the now, Curse is smacking around, Fisk, while Malekith asks him questions. And it's just like, Fisk is being Fisk, plain and simple. Daredevil, then got the Daredevil in Hell's Kitchen. The Dark Elves are burning the churches. But he smells Fisk coming. Apparently Fisk has a hammer, and he whacks the crap out of a magical hammer, and he whacks the crap out of Daredevil with it. Smart-aligned black steel is what it's made of. So they fight for 8 city blocks. And then the tide is turned, and Daredevil punches Fisk through a building. However, but then Fisk throws a car at Daredevil, and then a couple of Frost Giants come upon. Well, they're about to stomp on him, and then Fisk uses that hammer to kill the Frost Giants. And so now, Daredevil's basically helped Fisk with his re-election campaign. And so Malik has decided that he'll take care of Daredevil himself by using, as he puts it, the lame and the crippled as bait. Next story it features Doctor Strange at Avengers Mountain, and he's not entirely sure that he feels he lost control of the spell he cast to bring everyone from New York to Avengers Mountain. But first off, he saves Eternity from some interdimensional beasties. Then he lies down to take a nap, and ends up in the realm of Nightmare. And Nightmare chides him, you cast a spell and lost control of it. But then he realizes what it is. He did a... It's not that we were... It's not just that we were afraid, it's just that, we thought that to keep the people safe, they would still need their heroes with them. So, now he just eats them, Okay, so Strange chains up Nightmare and leaves. Wakes up from his nap, gets back to defending the realm. Next up, we've got... I'm just going to read you the title because it's too great. My Drag Brunch with Loki. So we start off at Asgard, when the realms yet were young. Young Loki has turned his brother Thor into a bear. A bear who's covered in honey, because, well, he was trying to make mead, and what better creature to fetch honey than, But he's also asking about Odin's helmet. And explaining to his mother, to Freya, that it doesn't seem practical. So Freya explains that, there's very little that is heroic and practical. So he restores Thor. And the time will come when Loki is proclaimed a hero throughout the ages of Asgard, through the Bifrost itself, though the Bifrost itself may fall. So we fast forward to a few weeks before everything. At Hulkling and Wiccan's apartment of the Young Avengers. Turns out Wiccan has a brunch date with Kate Bishop of the West Coast Avengers, formerly of the Young Avengers, which Billy and Teddy were also former founding members of. So he ends up they end up having a few mimosas together, and she's talking about Loki. A brief interlude with Wiccan and Hulkling fighting off dark elves in Central Park. But Kate ends up basically, kind of trying to suggest maybe Loki should be forgiven for all the bad shit he's done. However, it turns out that it's Loki. It turns out that, and also, Kate had posted on Instagram a picture of herself posted a selfie on Venice Beach in front of an overturned porta potty with Quentin Quire inside, because West Coast Adventures. And to be fair, if I happened upon an overturned porta potty with Quentin Quire inside, I'd take a selfie up by it too. So because Quentin Quire's a douche. But yes, it turns out that it's not Kate, it's Loki. And they talk a bit. And he does, admit that, yeah, the times that Kid Loki was part of the Young Avengers were some of the happier times of their lives. So, Loki should probably honor them. And so, Wiccan and Hulkling had just shown up at this point, too. But the two leave. A couple of kids come upon Loki and ask him why he has horns. And Loki goes on a long rant about his helmet being the royal diadem of the Imperial House of the Aesir, forged of an sorcelled Uru in the dwarven smithies of Nilir's art. Like, it's just a hat. Then the other one asks me he's a devil, and he says, sometimes. We also see the reaction, Hulkling and Wiccan's reaction to the fact that apparently Lo-Fe eating Loki was televised. Yeah. It does not sit well with them. And that is War Scrolls number 2. Alrighty, that's gonna be it for this batch of this week's actually this month's War of the Realms tie-ins that I picked up. At least there were a few that I skipped out on for various reasons. Usually generally lack of interest. But as always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification icon to be informed when I put new content. There's links to my Facebook, Twitter, and Patreon can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock Roll Spock signing off, saying, live long and rock hard.